you trying to do for real? For real.
Cosmic, psychedelic funk is what I came to do. Yep. Hi. I'm so by funky. Hey. So by funky. Hi. I'm so by cosmic soul.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Arthur's Authority Lounge, the official TV show for Arthur's. I'm Alan T. Black.
Nicole Lewis.
And I'm Takara Nicole, aka the Identity Architect, and we're excited that you're here.
We are honored that you're here with us this morning or this evening, whenever you're watching the program. The purpose of our show is to really give local Arthurs here in the Omaha, Nebraska area the opportunity to share their story, to share their journey, to inspire others and to elevate what they're doing. So we consider it an honor each and every day that we come here to do this, to have them share their story. We're honored today to have Mr. Kwame Hollis and Miss Stephanie Bradley with us today. We're excited. They got their books, they're looking good, and they're ready to get this party started. So with that all having been said, let's get this party rocking. Starting out with, of course, the fabulous Miss Stephanie. Tell us who you are. How did Stephanie Bradley get to this point where she's a published author?
Oh boy. So I, of course, am Stephanie Bradley. I am a mother. I'm a maternal health advocate, really big in public health and basically maternal wellness. I feel for the mothers as one who had a rough start, not knowing what it meant, not knowing the resources needed and everything. It became my mission to make sure other mothers didn't have to struggle the way I did to find help. But as an author, it really started together. I was writing poetry in the first place. I was writing just poetry in general. I didn't really do any long form ideas. When I met him, he was already a published author.
Okay.
And he came up with this idea after we had started dating. He came up with this idea for us to both start with a general goal of, what was it?
Just set it into a cabinet in the wood, and you write one half and I write another half.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
How we come in the middle of it.
But it morphed into something completely different because our styles are wildly different.
This is so cool.
But that was actually back in 2016, 2017.
Yep.
So, and it took all of this time. We just published this year. So it's
Amazing.
been quite the journey.
Yeah,
Well, congratulations.
absolutely.
Definitely want to say big props because you stuck with it, Stephanie. And
Yeah.
that really says a lot
That's
about
huge.
you. That having been said, the other half, I'm not going to say the better half because I don't want to get you in trouble, bro.
Right, you smart, Alan. You smart.
Yeah. But Kwame, tell us about how you got to this point.
This is my first book I published. I wrote a book one time. It was a book of poems and erotic short stories called Sex with Luna. But after I had my first child, I really wanted to pivot into something different. I didn't want to just be stuck writing that type of stories and those type of poems. And it just took a few times. And I think it was really after watching Secret Window for like the 50th time, I decided to come with her with that writing because it was my first time. We were just in Omaha.
No, we were in Georgia.
She just got to Georgia. And I think we just ended up having our first snow in. Which
Ooh.
that was,
Uh-huh.
I brought it with me.
I ain't seen snow in Georgia in just about all my life. All of a sudden, blew it in. Anyways, but yeah, just being in that close proximity, and she was writing, I was writing. I said, you know what? Let's challenge each other and see what we can do.
I love it. So I have to ask, so how long have y'all been together? And then where are y'all originally from?
I'm from Georgia.
I'm from here, but we've been
Okay.
together for 8 years.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Back and forth.
Hey, if you
Or-
like
Both
that,
before.
Right.
The beginning was back and forth, but it's been forth ever
It's been
since.
forth ever since.
Whoa now.
Whoa now, right? And we on TV, sir. Like,
What is back? I don't
Hey.
want to ask what back and forth means. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Hey.
we gonna exit stage left off of that conversation.
Steady.
Yeah.
So,
Steady.
moving
Steady.
forward, I got two questions. One, who is Luna?
Luna, that was a combination.
Yeah.
I like to say that was
Who's Luna?
Tread lightly, bro. Tread real lightly.
For quality purposes.
no.
Keep it clean.
No. It was I would say what pre Stephanie. I was going through a lot of events in my life,
Okay.
so I ended up writing some of those events, just finding ways to express those,
I
other
love it,
than
though.
just being I guess instead of being super destructive, I decided to be creative with it.
That's hot. Okay. So we're gonna move forward all the way.
There we go.
So, tell us about the books you guys are holding in your hands.
Wanna go first?
Pretty much, basically, coming off Sex with Luna, I ended up writing Rose Red, Snow White, which is it's about a story about the grief that we hold and that the shadows that haunts us.
Oh.
And for me, I have three characters, Al, Dante, and Mikhail. They all go through different stages of grief, but it's more of ghosts that they have to go through, their own demons in a way. And some of those demons could be, you may find that this ghost might represent you in a life. And hey, if I, hit dog will holler. But I think once you get to the Rose Red aspects of the book, that's when it really shows my growth as a father and as an author, because that's when I really start putting myself a little bit more into the story
Amazing.
at that point.
My turn. So I have two. I started with a meditation journal called Living Golden, and I wrote it for myself. I was doing a lot. I always have 1,000 ideas and what I want to do. I want to do this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
And it got so overwhelming that I couldn't figure out who the ideas were actually for anymore. And I needed something to focus.
Yeah.
So I created a few little meditations and reminders on how to dig deeper into who I actually am versus who I thought I wanted to be.
That's so good.
And it morphed into this. And when I talked about it, other people were like, man, I need that too. So I put it all together in one book. So that's the journal. And then it's technically book one. There will eventually be more books if this one gets enough sales. Right, if it does. The other one is Broken Glass. This is my very first novel. It's a long one, but it's good, according to me.
That's all that matters.
Broken Glass started out as Eclipse of a Blood Moon when we started. And it was originally a story about a woman who wears too many hats.
Wow.
And the trauma that it was born out of. It still is as Broken Glass, but the funny story about it, when I started writing it, it was a disaster because I had never written a novel before. So I wrote it and wrote it and wrote it. And then after all of those years, it gathered dust. When I came back to it last year, I read what I wrote and just had to laugh because that was hilarious that you thought that was publishable. So
It took her seeing me publish mine, actually.
that was the other catalyst. So he finished his book and I'm like, well, he can't be the only one.
I know, right?
That's not fair.
Right? Absolutely.
So
I'm
he
with
wrote
you.
his book and I'm
I'm with you,
like,
Steph.
I'm going to finish mine and I'm going to make it longer.
Oh.
So
I went.
And did.
I
And
was.
then say.
I was trying to do a novella. She's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna do a novel.
I'm going to do a novel. Thank you.
All right, cool.
So, so it's still about a woman who wears too many hats and the trauma that it came from.
Yeah.
And the story of how she was able to use that as a catalyst to be who she really is. Yeah.
It's very interesting. I'm hearing about two different book styles that you guys have both written. What is the difference with writing the two different styles? How did that affect you?
That's a good question. Do you mean how we went about the process, or?
So as a writer, sometimes you have to have a different mindset depending on what book that you're writing and what style that you're writing. So how did that come about to have two different styles of books?
I think that's how we end up dividing. We divide the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because our writing styles were so different. I'm more of I can almost see the story like a movie in my head, and it plays quicker in my, like, I've already seen the ending before I even written the story.
It's deep.
So even as I write the story now, even when I start writing the story and start jotting down the ideas, the story's already done.
Yeah.
She'll still be in her process. She's still formulating things, and I'm still like, okay, cool, I got it in my head, but by the time I actually start writing it, I can't draft nothing.
Okay.
She can draft.
Okay.
I like drafting.
She can map
And
out
erasing.
the story. She'll map out the story like crazy. She'll put the puzzle pieces all out there and don't know where to go with it sometimes. And sometimes she'll just need a extra nudge to be like, okay, you just need to put that. But with me, on the other hand, it'll take a while.
That's so cool.
It'll take a while. And sometimes she can't even look at half the notes because I'll be in a spiral of thoughts and
Yeah. Yeah.
like that. So
Makes sense, though.
it really came to the point where she knew what she wanted to the story. I didn't yet. I couldn't draft it out. I can see it in my head. I can see the ending. I can see the middle. I can see the beginning, but I could not get those parts, those connecting bridges.
Which is so normal.
Yeah.
It didn't feel normal, but
Yeah, it doesn't feel normal, but it's very normal. What about you, Steph?
It's a lot like you said. I can see the whole story, and I know I kind of know where I want to end up, but I have to see each scene. And I do and I don't like straight lines. I like to have some sort of order to what I'm doing.
For sure.
So I can't write the end until I write the beginning, and I can't figure out the entire middle so I let the story write itself. I just start at the beginning and see where it goes. And I figured out that was the best way to keep it going. I knew who the characters were. I drafted out who they were going to be. I even created images of what they would look like so I could keep them in my head.
Yeah.
And how they acted, how they respond to things. I figured out their personalities, so that would drive the story.
Makes sense.
And it helped a lot. It was actually a lot of fun. My favorite character would have to be Red. And when you read the book, you'll see why.
Makes sense.
But I would say Red is who I would be if I lost all morals.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
That makes you want to run and pick up the book.
I hope so.
So what I find interesting about the two of you, well, let me backtrack. So I met Stephanie at a conference, and we just happened to be like chit-chatting, and then she talked about her book, and we were like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, I think you had just finished.
I had.
And I had no clue about you yet, bro. Sorry.
Oh, that's cool.
But what I thought about for you was like the excitement, that we were sharing about, getting to the finish line. So what would you say to somebody that is not there yet with being finished? How can they keep that excitement to actually finish?
Think of the characters.
Yeah.
The characters would be excited to finish. What is the culmination of their story? What I have decided as an author is it's not about me anymore.
That's good.
It's about them.
Yeah.
They are people. Even if you'll never see them in person, unless I hire the right folks.
Yeah, I like it.
But it's ultimately about the characters. Let them finish their story.
That's good.
And being excited for them to finish their story, imagine how that would feel for them to get to the end.
Love it.
So, on the issue of character development, how much of Stephanie and how much of Kwame are in each of the characters in your book?
Ooh, that is an excellent question.
I would say for me, each one of my characters, since it has 3 different stories in here, each one of my characters carry an aspect of myself into it. I have one story in there. Can't even think of the title now. Cicada, Song of the Cicada and Whisper of the Cicada, and that one, I wrote that one just based off of a summer trip I had as a kid, but I wrote it in a way that showed that there was a ghost that I was haunted by and things like that, and I wanted to write that story of that ghost and show and build off that little kid from there. Then I have the story of Al, I'm a techie. I love tech. I love tinkering. So I have Al, who's a father, who's basically, I wrote that story during COVID, a shut-in father, echoes in the algorithm, and just building off like, hey, I got to keep working from home and do all this. While you're working from home, you got sick kids and a sick spouse that you got to take care of. You know, you start writing those anxieties down and stuff. So I feel like each one of my characters carry on a piece of myself.
That's so cool.
Because of the way I wrote the story, I was able to build myself into all of the characters. And I can't say a whole lot more without giving anything away.
We don't want you to do that.
do that.
Don't
No
do that.
spoilers.
No.
But each one of the characters has a little piece of me in one way or another.
I heard you say earlier that you kind of create the image of your characters. There is a ball that goes on annually every year where people get to dress up like the characters in their books.
Oh,
What character from your book would you like to dress up like?
Red. 100%.
Sullivan. I would like to dress up as Sullivan. And for me, Sullivan is he's my Hannibal Lecter. He is my Pennywise. He is a character that I feel like is I'm not writing his story just in Rose Red. I'm learning to expand their world.
That's good.
And it started off building off that one villain and building off that one, I can't even call it a villain. That entity, building off that one entity has really made me see a whole different world. And I'm starting to create that world more. And I'm starting to create more stories built off this world of Remington, Georgia. And it's like, this is my city, and I feel like I want to write about this particular city.
So you have a pen name. So where did that come from?
I go by Amir because that is my family name. Like everybody, my family friends, they would call me Amir.
Okay.
So I figured that if I'm gonna go with an Arthur name, that I wanted something that's just seemed more homey to me, and Amir seemed like the most perfect. That's me. Like if you're gonna read my stuff, you're gonna be reading from Amir.
And what's your pen name?
So years and years ago, I called myself Persephone, which is where Stephanie came from. It's the Greek version of Stephanie. But I am going as myself. The books say S. Bradley, just to shorten it, because Stephanie's 9 letters long. So, so they say S. Bradley, but I'm going as myself.
Okay.
So you've gotten to the point where you've gotten the books finished. How much has it changed you now that you are a published author?
I realized that I can do it.
Yes.
I can actually publish a book.
Yes.
And it wasn't nearly as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Ultimately, it's hard, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it was actually going to be. And now I can't stop. I've already drafted a 6-book series.
There you go.
So it makes it more exciting to keep going.
So it's safe to say that once you get a taste of it, it's just like
You can't put it
you
down.
can't let it go.
You
can't.
want to write the stories that you want to see.
Yeah.
Because if you don't write the story that you want to see, then you're going to constantly complain about, hey, I can write that. Then write it. Because I've said that.
Right.
I got some of the stories I've read. I'd be like, bro, I know I can write something that's a little bit better.
So Kwame, how has it changed you? What have you seen that's different?
It proves that I can do it. Like I can write the stories that even now my daughter, she sees my book and she can't read it right now. I tell her she can't read the over. But the fact that she sees me, she says that I wrote a book and she sees some of the other stuff I've written and the things I'm working on, it inspires her. And I like that, putting that spark in her eye, because it's the same thing I used to have when I used to pick up a R.L. Grimes book or a Stephen King book or something like that. Like that is being inspired to do something from somebody or read something, be inspired. I'm glad I could do that for my daughter. And now if I can do that, it's pushing me. It's like, okay, I can do more.
Going off of what he said a little bit, we love movies as well. And no matter what movie we're watching, we're like, well, why did they do it this way?
Right.
What's wrong with this? Why couldn't they be more original?
Exactly.
So now we're writing things that we wanted to see in the first place.
Yeah.
We did for both of ours. One of the things when I would get stuck that he would tell me is, well, maybe you should watch a movie that's kind of in the same genre to get ideas. But I never want to do that because I want the ideas to come from my own head. So everything in this book is something that I intentionally thought through and made an effort to not make it cliche.
Yeah.
I despise cliches. I really do. So I try to avoid them as much as possible. I'm sure I've hit quite a few. Yeah. Because you can't help it.
Right.
That was my purpose. And then in the series that I'm attempting, I'm trying to do the same thing. I wanted something that was original. Yeah. Like truly original.
That's good.
Yeah.
I kind of heard from both of you guys talking about the imagery and movies. How would you guys feel about your books being turned into movies?
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Look, Ryan Coogler.
So you calling out Ryan? Is that what you doing?
I'm saying, I've always, like, there's some people, like, you can see, like, man, if I could ever have that person just say, hey, I want to turn your story into a movie, I think Ryan Coogler could do it. Just seeing what he's already done, I'll be like, true. I would give it up hard. I'm like, yes, like, sir, yes, yes. He said, look, I can only do it for a pack of bubble gum. Bubblicious, at the very least. I'll take that. But I wrote it in that way, that it may be in the aspects that, you know, if it could be turned into a book, movie, yeah. I would love to see that.
I'd do it. Easy. It'd be a lot of fun too, because especially with the length of it. Yeah. It's very cinematic. When you're reading it, it has a lot of scenes that sound like they would be in a movie anyway. So it's ready. It just needs some proper scripting format. So if you're out there,
I was about to say,
I'm
look
ready.
into the camera and tell them.
Which camera? Okay.
Use both of them, Steph. Use both.
You know how they do that on TV shows? They're like, look into the camera and tell
There you
people.
go, right there.
There it is.
It's ready. Thank you.
Come find us. Omaha, Nebraska.
And we'll get your contact information in just a few when we close, okay? I'm just saying.
So I always ask authors this question. So what's next? You said a 6-book series for you.
Yeah, 6 or 3. I started writing it as 6. It might end up different, but it's titled The Sorority. It's about a eternal sisterhood who was formed by First Mother to protect the women, or so they thought.
Dot.
Love.
What about you?
And for me, I really want to keep expanding on Remington, making more kind of horror stories for that. And then I want to eventually pivot back into comic books, working on comic books.
So cool.
Because my daughter, she keeps seeing one of my characters, Amnell, and she keeps saying, like, Daddy, he's cool. What about him? Like, I'm going to write a story. I'm going to do it.
When you're ready for that, I got somebody who can do your character work. She was actually at the summit. Jessica?
Oh yeah?
Yes. She created characters for myself, my guy, and one of my other business partners for something we're working on.
100.
And it actually looks like us. And
She's really good.
she's the one. So shout out, Jess. She's been on the show already. So
Which camera?
we got you, girl. All right.
So, coming down to the end here, Now that you've reached this particular plateau, we know you're going higher. What did you say to those who want to get to where you are? What would you share with them?
Don't stop. Don't stop. If there's a difference between stopping and taking a break. If you hit a point when you're writing where you're like, I just don't know what I'm doing
Yeah.
anymore. I don't know where the story is going. Take a short break. Step away from the story. Maybe write something else.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
do anything that has nothing to do with
Yes.
the story that you're writing.
Yeah.
And then still occasionally remember, this is why I'm writing, not just what. Why are you writing the story? Because that'll bring you back to what you're writing.
I'm
Always
gonna hire you as a coach.
Always remember
Yeah.
your why.
Kwame?
Always remember your why.
Yeah.
Why are you writing the story? Why are you doing this? You're writing a story that you want to read, that you want somebody else to read. If you can remember your why, that should keep you going.
And honestly, it's really about who you're writing it for.
Yeah.
Because yes, you write it for yourself. If nobody else in the whole world reads your book, a lot of it's for you.
True.
But
True.
Look into that center camera, y'all, and tell everybody where they can find your books.
so my book can be found at gildedlilypublishing.com.
And you can find my books on Rose Red, Snow White, Amazon, Rose Red, Snow White by Amir H.
Social media stuff?
Oh,
I had to think about this. Like,
What? Hold on.
say huh? So the Facebook page is also Gilded Lily Publishing.
same thing. Facebook, Rose Red, Snow White. You can just look it up by the title.
So I'm assuming both of you guys are available for conferences where you can go and talk.
Yes.
You can lecture, you can instruct and things like that. So we know that's coming into the future if it's not already here. On this show, we always say, hey, if you're here, we know there's something better coming along for
Yeah.
you.
Wonderful.
So we always try to edify the authors when they come in, just to let them know. So, hey, we're getting toward the end, is that fair
Yes.
to say? So we're getting ready to close. We want to thank Kwame, Stephanie, for being here. They blessed us today. We hope that
Thank you.
you have been blessed. Remember your dream, remember your aspiration, your destination, and make it the final thing that you do. Be an author. Author's Authority Lounge. We're out. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Peace.
What you trying to do for real? For real.
Cosmic psychedelic funk is what I came to do. Yep.